Hi everyone, good morning. So, i-voice over ko lang tong Toasty makeup look na ginawa ko for our Binondo trip. So, as usual, we're starting off with primer. So, using this BLK primer as per naubos ko na lang siya. Using it on points na kailangan ko ng priming, which is where maraming tumatingin yung aking pores. So, nose, and then yung sa gilid ng nose ko, and then sa forehead, and sa chin. I'm just patting it in. Nakakatuwa tong primer na to because diba primer siya but you can use it on its own kasi tinted primer siya actually. Pero for me, parang more on tone of sunscreen siya actually. If I'm not mistaken, I check on this. Parang made in Korea or Korean inspired tong collection na to ng beauty. Then, syempre pang malakasan na base. So I'm using this skin tint from Colored Cosmetics True First Base. Yan. Just putting it on my face. Since isang buong araw kami pupunta ng maglalakad sa Binondo, so kailangan pakak. And then I'm just buffing it with a brush. Okay, ang bilis. And then now I'm doing my eyebrows. So simple lang naman yun. I'm still using the same brow pencil from Dito Cosmetics. Kasi hindi pa siya ubos. Yun na lang. So I'm just brushing my brows up. And then I'm just filling in yung mga parts na kailangan i-fill in. As usual. May parang hinahabaan ko lang rin yung bandang end part ng brows ko rin at the same time. Okay. Ikot na naman ako. And then next would be eyes. There you go. Okay. I'm using this eye palette from Bare and Bliss. This is their fortune cookie. I'm using two palettes. And unahin ko muna itong isa na merong darker brown shade. So I'm just using my fingertips. And I'm just putting it all over my lid. Just yung lid lang. And then I'm just dragging it out of my eyes. Bakit parang medyo may wing look na ish. Ganun. Effect. Then also on the same eyes, just shifting from pantay. And now I will be using the other palette. Okay, I'm just using this other brown one. Here, this one has more of a reddish tone, parang reddish brown. And then I just use it to buff out yung brown na nilak ko at first. So parang siyang transition shade and at the same time nag-buff out. And then I'm also just dragging it out of my eyes. And if I'm not mistaken, I also put this on my lower lashes. Pero konti lang. Okay, and then we're doing an eyeliner, just putting a little bit of green. Hindi masyadong halata, just elongating the eyes a bit. Just I have small eyes. Okay, and then cutting it and using a warm tone blush, just using my fingers again, putting it on the apple of my cheeks. And then I'm also doing a little bit of the nose contour. Also just using my hands. And if you're using my hands, just gonna use brush, the seamless sharpen line, and then most awaited would be bronzer. So itong bronzer na to is from yung Get Ready With Me Holiday Palette. And sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako sa bronzer na to. Akala ko hindi ito mag-work sa balat ko because this one is like the lightest shade yung bronzer nila. Sabi ko, bakit ba ito sa balat ko? But it actually works. Also, one of the reasons why I am doing this Toasty look because of this one, this baby, kasi sobrang pretty niya. It has a bit of shimmer in it. Ang actually reason bakit ko binili yung holiday palette is because of the highlighter and also the pink palette. Pero ito, alam mo yun, para siyang um, surprise gift na hindi ko akalain na matutuwa ako sa bronzer ever because I'm not a bronzer girly. Yan, just putting it all over my face. Sobrang masyado akong natuwa sa bronzer, di ba? Pero hindi siya kita on camera pero sobrang bronze up na ako nito. Like, girl, tama na girl. Sobrang brown mo na girl. Stop. Pero ang ganda-ganda niya. So, if you want a bronzer shade, powder bronzer, kunin niyo yung sa holiday. Yung sa Get Ready With Me. Ang pretty niya. Legit. Okay. And last but not least, I believe it's the lippies. And I'm just using this shade, this lippy from Dito Cosmetic. Ito yung glass lid nila. And burnt sugar. Ayan. And that is yung finished look natin. And we're done. We're going. Bye!